So let's break down the entire journey. We're talking from writing code in your editor all the way to delivering a keynote on the main stage. This is the roadmap to get you there.
You've probably been at a big tech conference, watching someone on stage and thought to yourself, how in the world did they get up there? It seems like this huge, impossible leap. Well, turns out there's a path, and that's exactly what we're going to map out today.
And that path doesn't start with writing a talk proposal or even building your slide deck. Nope. It all starts with one single, critical question you have to ask yourself before you do anything else.
And here it is. What does success as a speaker actually mean to you? Seriously, are you doing this to get a promotion at work? To travel the world on someone else's dime? Or is the big goal to become a paid, professional speaker? Your answer to this one question is going to define your entire strategy.
And let's just be realistic for a second. This idea that you can just whip up a talk and be on some international stage in 3 months, it's just not how it works. It can easily take years to go from your first little talk at a local user group to a major conference. This is a multi-year marathon, not a sprint. So let's break this down year by year. Year 1 is all about one thing, and one thing only: get good. Forget about the fame, forget about the travel. You just need to focus on the craft.
This right here is the core principle of year 1. Don't just get up and explain a technology. Anybody can do that. Infuse it with your unique experience, your battle scars, your perspective. That's what makes content valuable. So how do you actually get good? It's all about repetition. Think of it as a refinement loop. You start small, at a local user group, you present, you gather feedback, even the stuff that's tough to hear, and then you go home. You fix your demos, you tweak your slides, and then you do it all over again at the next user group. And look, let's be totally honest with each other. Your first talk, it might be a complete train wreck, and that is absolutely okay. In fact, that's exactly what user groups are for. They're these supportive, safe spaces where you can fail, and more importantly, where you can learn from it. Every great speaker has a few of those stories, trust me. Okay, so you've spent a year in the trenches, you've refined your craft, and now you're ready for the next step. Year 2 is all about taking that polished talk and starting to get seen.
This is a really important strategic shift. Think of user groups as your gym. That's your practice space. Community conferences, on the other hand, well, that's your first real stage. The goal isn't just practice anymore. It's about building visibility and making real connections with people outside of your usual local circle.
And listen, getting seen isn't just about what you do on stage. It's about what you do off stage. Show up early for those pre-conference events. Stick around for the whole day. Make sure the organizers know who you are and that you're reliable. And afterward, actually follow up with the people you met. It makes a world of difference.
Okay, here's a pro tip that is a total game changer. Find events that record their sessions. Why? Because having a YouTube link of you delivering a great talk to a live audience, that's like a golden resume for a speaker. It shows a selection committee exactly what they're going to get.
All right, so you've got a great talk, you're building a network, and now you even have a video portfolio. Let's move on to year 3, where the goal is to get accepted into those bigger, more established conferences.
And this is where the competition gets intense. And I mean, seriously intense. For every single speaking slot at a major conference, there can be over 20 submissions. It's not enough to just have a good talk anymore. You need a proposal that just jumps out of the pile. You'll find that successful speakers operate on a cycle. The start of the year is all about hunting for calls for papers, or CFPs. Spring and summer, that's submission time. Fall is when you prep and rehearse. And the end of the year is for delivering those talks and networking for the next cycle. It's a constant rhythm.
So, how do you beat those 20-to-1 odds? You've got to be strategic. Keep writing new, fresh material. Use that network you've been building to find out what topics are hot. And this is crucial. Don't just shotgun 10 different ideas at one conference. Submit only your best 2 or 3 really focused talks. Quality over quantity always wins this game.
So you've made it. You're getting accepted into the big conferences. But the journey isn't over. Oh no. In fact, this is where it can get really tough. We need to talk about sustainability, about the long road ahead.
And this brings us right back around, full circle. After all the flights, the hotel rooms, the constant writing, and that pre-talk stress, you have to ask yourself that question again. Are you still having fun? Does the reality of this life actually match the goal you set for yourself way back in year 1?
Your long-term strategy must align with your why. If you're just doing this for fun, then you have permission to stop the second it stops being fun. If it's for promoting your business, well, you need to be tracking your leads and measuring the impact. And if you're doing it to get paid, you have to be disciplined and start adopting a no-pay, no-play mindset for certain events.
But no matter your motivation, whatever your reason is, there is one rule that overrides everything else. Respect your audience. Whether you're speaking to 5 people at a meetup or 5,000 in a massive hall, they have given you their time and attention. They are the reason you are on that stage.
At the end of the day, being on that stage is a privilege. So if you ever find yourself up there feeling tired, just going through the motions, just remember, there are 1,000 other aspiring speakers who would do anything to be standing in your spot. Always give the audience your best.